Hey, everybody.
Hi, Mayor. How are you?
Great. Doing well. Thank you. Hope you're well, everyone.
I heard you gave a good speech last night, Mayor.
Yeah, I'm sorry I missed I was ready to head on over to where you were, and they told me that y'all had already broken up, so I obviously missed it.
Yes, that's okay. It
But
was very interesting.
thanks
I,
for doing Anderson, trying to keep them honest.
yes, I did. Wait, when you call me dysfunctional, I think you've got to sort of prove that to me. I took some of that personal, but
Right.
needless to say, the the Human Resources Committee is now called to order. Let's just take a moment of silence. Amen.
Amen.
I'm going to turn it over to you, Kay, for new business.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and good afternoon.
Councilmember Gregory.
Yes.
We have to approve the meeting minutes from August 3rd.
I'm sorry. Thanks for keeping me honest.
Oh, sure, no problem.
Do I hear a motion?
So approve the minutes of August.
Second.
Moved and properly seconded. All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
The ayes have it. Okay.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. We are going to move on to our October staffing and retention report. As you all know, we did not meet in September, but we did email the stats to you guys. But these are going to be, these will be our September numbers. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to Heather.
Thank you.
Hey, Heather.
Hello. Let me make sure that I have got the right screen here. Okay, can you all see that?
Yeah.
Okay. So we are going to start with looking at turnover, and we're going to look at this in a little bit different order than we typically do, because we will talk about position openings, and then Lindsay will give an update from a recruitment side. So in looking at turnover, this is the turnover.
It's not on the screen yet. We don't see anything yet, Heather.
We don't see it, Heather.
Okay, all right, let's see. Let me try. Let me try automatic. Okay, is that better?
Not yet.
Let's see.
There we go.
Okay, there we go.
There we go.
Okay, so we are going to look at the turnover stats. Let me click there. So through September of each year, this goes through end of the month, looking at 2023 compared to the previous year. We are with the fire department there, you can see we are slightly down compared to 2022, with the previous year being 7.3. Police, we were slightly up compared to September of last year at 9.52 compared to 7.8. And then with the non-sworn, we are considerably less than we were this time last year. So last year we were at 20%, and this year we are at 11.58%. So definitely doing better there. On the annual turnover projections, and so this is just looking at trend historically, and how we would project things to go through year end. With the fire department, we are slightly up compared to our projections from last month. So last month we were at 6.8%. We are 7.06, so just ever so slightly. With the police department, same thing. Last month was 11.8%, and this month 12.1%. So a slight uptick. And then with the non-sworn, also slightly moving up there from 13.3% last month to 14.8%, 8% this month. With the staffing levels there, the fire department is going to be the line there in red. So September of this year, we are at 98% staffing levels. And then with the police department, we are at 89%. These numbers are fairly close to last month. Fire department is within 1% of last month. And then the police department is no change since last month. This next slide is how we are looking at the non-sworn side of things compared to trying to look at those positions on a line and also kind of give you a breakdown there by department. So this shows you the changes since our last update with from August to September numbers. With the first department there, BFRC, they have closed 1 vacancy, so currently 21 openings. Clerk of council, no change there since last month. Executive has closed 1 vacancy. Fire department has 1 new vacancy. Housing, 2 new vacancies. HR, no change since last month, and same with IT and livability and tourism. The Parks Department has 3 new vacancies, and then planning and police, no change there, and that's police non-sworn. Public service has closed 1 vacancy, so in other words, they filled 1, and then recreation, 11 new vacancies. Stormwater has 1 new vacancy, and then traffic and transportation, 2 new vacancies. So overall, the city's non-sworn count of employees has decreased by 19. So since the last meeting. And that kind of leads into our discussion about recruitment. And I'll let Lindsay take over in talking about our recruitment efforts there.
All right. So in looking at those numbers, what we were trying to do to mitigate a number of those areas is our recruitment team has been very busy with a number of job fairs, career fairs in the area. And then additionally, the initiative that I've had for this year is to meet with different groups one-on-one to specifically talk about their report and what they have open and what their needs assessments are. So since our last meeting, I've met with Stormwater, looking at getting more positions posted on our website for career opportunities. Public service, we did a revamp of their street sweeping roles for a floating shift and also another scheduled shift to try to increase more candidate attraction for having hours that would be more attractive to them. Recreation in a couple different areas, playgrounds specifically. There are a number of requisitions for recreation leaders throughout different community service, community centers, that we needed to requisition to start attracting those positions. Had a great conversation, lengthy conversation with Marshall with the golf course to work down his vacancies and making sure that his pro shop is covered as we are busy in the fall season for tournaments and golf needs there. Parks Department, 2 different sides of the house with them, meeting with West Chapel. We've gone through a number of their trades position to upgrade the way that their titles are written and assisting them with modifying some of those positions to match the division needs. And then on the grounds maintenance side of the house with George and Dylan, talking about their vacancies and working with them to look at candidate selection of those that are applying. Then additionally, working with Wes and IT, he's got a number of openings within the department, and again, offering to look through candidates for selection for hire. And then lastly, meeting with Aquatics to discuss their openings, which they've definitely been very busy in getting offers out, including 4 water safety instructors that are full-time and 2 full-time lifeguards as well to make sure that the facilities are covered for swimming needs. Any questions so far?
Nope.
All right, I'm going to move you forward to the next slide, Lindsay.
So this is looking at the postings and the views versus the applications that we have. As you can see, in September, we've had over 90,000 hits and a little over 1,000 applications. A little bit of change from the previous month in August, but more in line with what we were seeing earlier, late fall or late summer, excuse me. Any questions about this graph?
Mm-mm.
All right. Again, looking at conversion rates and average applications per posting. We are comparing the citywide average apps per posting versus the conversion rate. And we are still trending, again, probably much more in line with where we were earlier in this summer. Any questions on that? All right. And of course, we do have the comp study that's in the works. Heather, I didn't know if you wanted to discuss this.
Jennifer's going to discuss this, and I wanted to introduce to you all Jennifer Strickland, who has gone into the position that Ryan previously held. So I'll let her take these next two slides.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Heather. So for the compensation study, we actually started the process, and we're happy to report that we've posted a solicitation on October 4th. Submissions are due November 14th, and we will be reviewing those submissions. We're looking at doing that, I believe, in December. We do have a committee which consists of representation from HR, budget, and the HR committee. Looking to do those presentations sometime in January after the holidays. Looking to start the study, I would say probably February, March timeframe is what we're looking at. And then we took a look at 2023 pay increase comparisons with other locations. This is data that we collected primarily in early August, representing basically the fiscal year. The majority of them start July 1st. Highlighting Mount Pleasant and North Charleston as kind of competitors. North Charleston sitting at a minimum of 1717, and then Mount Pleasant sitting at 1778. There is a little caveat with that star there. You'll see that's based off of a 37.5-hour work week versus the 40 hours that the majority of the others hold. That minimum rate is really about 1666 in comparison to the rest.
Help me to understand this a bit. Oh, that's Charleston Water Systems. I'm sorry. Okay.
Any other questions?
I don't see hours on there.
We are at a minimum of 17.
Okay. Okay.
Jennifer, these are pay increases for these. Are they on a July to June fiscal year?
That's correct.
And so these are ones that they've included in their budget that started July 1st of this year?
Correct.
Thank you.
And Rick, just to follow up on that, some of them do merit increases as well. And for instance, North Charleston does their merit increases, I think, typically at the first of the year. So while this would be their starting rate, their employees' pay would be impacted with potentially an additional raise early in the year. Any questions about that? Next, I just want to take an opportunity to remind everyone that we are in open enrollment. So it started on Monday and goes through October 27th. So I know that some of you are on our insurance and you were very involved in our review of the healthcare budget at our last meeting and the approval of our new vendors. So just a reminder that our health insurance will be moving to Cigna as of January 1st. And we're having Cigna also attend a number of open enrollment meetings. So they will be on site anywhere we're doing flu shots. So starting next week at Milford Street on Monday morning. And then we are excited to be having our health and benefits fair next Wednesday, the 18th from 10 to 2 at the Gilliard. So we would love to extend an invitation to all of you. If you are able to attend, we would love to have you. And then also we will be doing those flu shots on Friday at Station 11 in West Ashley, Fire Station 11. In addition to Cigna being a new vendor, Delta Dental is our new dental provider come January. And so we're excited for that partnership. And we've been working with them to build out our plan documents and set up various files and systems. And then our HSA will move to HSA Bank. The rest of the spending accounts will be run through Cigna. But the HSA specifically will go through HSA Bank. Members will still contact Cigna directly. So it will be a smooth transition for any of the spending accounts, HSA, FSA, or dependent care. And then employees can self-enroll through that website, Workplace Solutions, enroll.com. There's also a call center available to them where they can call Monday through Friday from 8:30 to 8 p.m. And then we have on-site enrollers, and they have been at various sites this week. So far, we've enrolled either self-enrolled or we have enrolled 333 of our employees. So that's pretty good so far for 4 days. We've been at the police department. We've been at the parks department. We've been at Station 11 West Ashley. And I believe we were at BFRC today. So, and tomorrow they will be here at HR and a variety of different sites over the next 2 weeks. So we are excited about everything we have to offer for next year. Any questions? And one thing we are asking everyone to do, and this would pertain to you all too, beneficiary information. We want people to take a look at that and what we have on file. Sometimes when we've moved from system to system, employees have just said, I want to use the same. And so that might be recorded in a system. And as we are moving to a new system next year, we want to make sure that we've got accurate beneficiary information.
Yeah, I have a general question, and I might have missed it. What is our overall vacancy rate, sworn and unsworn?
So I don't know that we have that combined for sworn, but I can go back. I guess so with the fire department, it would essentially be 1%. With police, it would be 11%. Mm-hmm. And then we could get you what that 19 or what that total is from a staffing standpoint out of our total filled non-sworn positions.
Because where do we want to be in terms of, I know we want full employment, but in terms of national averages, how do we compare? Is it 8%, 5%?
And I don't know that we've looked at the staffing levels on a national mm-hmm. level, which we can. Mm-hmm. We typically have been looking at kind of turnover levels and where we want to be there. And we know we're still higher than we would like to be on our projection there. Mm-hmm. I think the fire department seems to be in a pretty good place. Police has had an uptick. Non-sworn is definitely considerably less than it was last year, but still trending up to close to 14% is not where we would want to be.
Mm-hmm. And parks and stormwater, they're not where we want them to be either, right?
They're not, no. Now with parks, some of those I know, I think that, and Lindsay might be able to speak to this, I think at least 6 of those vacancies are historically held because some of those services are provided through contracted services.
Okay.
But I don't think the same is necessarily true with stormwater.
Okay, Okay.
That is correct. I think that the first of the parks that they contract out for parks, but for stormwater, some of them may be in terms of for the ditch crew funding, but I don't think it's the same for stormwater.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to see how we compare. And lastly, Kay, is it possible at our next meeting, if we can sort of get an update on employee survey?
Sure. I think, I mean, the survey has been completed. Did you guys just you didn't get a mail copy of it?
I may have, but if you guys can just sort of go through a summary of what the results were, department by department, I think it would be helpful.
Okay, sure.
And Councilman Gray, Mr. Chairman, if that works for you, we can also get the consultant who did that to zoom in as well.
Was that Novak?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, let's do that if we can, Kay.
Yes, sir. I think I'd be fine. I don't have anything else scheduled for the next meeting. We'll just plan on doing our normal update on staffing.
Okay.
Probably just let you know that, hopefully that we had a very successful open enrollment and that everyone is enrolled for their benefits for next year.
Okay, sounds good. Is there anything else?
In addition to just, encouraging you all to come to the health fair next Wednesday, I did want to mention you should have all gotten an invitation for the October 31st Service Awards breakfast. We're having it at the Segra Club at Joe Raleigh Park. So we would love to have you attend. 8:30 in the morning.
And is there anything that you need that we need to take care of?
Oh, you caught me off guard with that one. No, so I think that, I think as we work through the budget process, I just, would appreciate, your support as, as far as, what we can do for employee increases, next year in January. I am excited to get the comp study done. I'll be very curious to see what the results of that are. That's kind of been a long time coming. So very excited about that process. But of course, we won't get, we won't have those results until next year. But whatever, we feel like we can support in the budget process, I just, I would appreciate it.
Just let me know. Okay.
And Councilmember Gregory, I see Councilmember Brady has his hand up.
Yes, Councilman Brady.
I just had a quick question because I'm sure I'm not the only one that would ask. With the HSA switching over, since HSA money rolls over year to year, how is that going to work in terms of switching the money that's already in the Optum account over to the new accounts? Because I'm sure I'm not the only one that's going to happen to.
Sure. When we moved this plan previously, the employees were able to roll their funds to Optum as long as they actively accepted to do that. Moving away from Optum, they were maybe not as helpful in that regard. And so if people enroll in the HSA, they we'll be setting up a meeting in early December to work with them on how they are able to transfer those funds. They obviously could keep the funds at the old in the old account with Optum, but no new funds would be contributed there. They wouldn't lose anything. But if they continue in the HSA, they would have the ability to roll those, but we'll help them with that process.
Okay, great.
Thank you for asking that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else to come before this committee? If not, the meeting is adjourned.
Great. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy your weekend. Bye-bye.